Hello, wonderful, lovely people. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to see you all. And seeing people that I haven't seen for years and new people. This is just so amazing. Thank you so much for coming to our inaugural Queer the Shelves in-person event rather than online. It's going to be an epic weekend of fun, fabulousness, and food, and freebies, and all the other things that begin with F. Well, not all the other things. So, a few housekeeping bits and bobs. Toilets are through that door, and then right and right again. Books are all at the back. There's a till on this floor where we'll hope you'll pick up your book and take it to the till. If you buy the book and you come back to us with a receipt, you get a free book. For everybody that's coming back tomorrow, if you buy a book, you get 2 free books. I like it. So the premise of the weekend is have a lot of fun and buy lots of books. All the authors here love talking to people. They are not hermits at all. They are not shaking in their little crustacean shells. And why is it up to me? No. And they love signing their books and talking about their books and talking about you and getting to know you guys as well. Hang on a second. Ray! Am I missing anything?
I didn't hear what you were saying.
Okay. Without further ado, I will introduce the amazing international comedian extraordinaire, Rosie Wilby.
Hello. G'day. Bonjour. Buenos dias. See, international. I thought I had to do something in lots of different languages there. It's exciting. We've got the microphone working, so I feel like I should use it. I feel like I'm huge fan. It's brilliant. I notice no one is sat in the front, which is what often happens at comedy nights. I'm going to be friendly. I'm not going to pick on people. Give me a cheer if you like to write books. Give me a cheer if you like to read books. It's a good combination. Yes, read my books. I have been a comedian for a number of years and then started writing books over the last few years. I've got them here. They're called Is Monogamy Dead? And the Breakup Monologues. So if anyone has got a romantic anniversary coming up, they do make an excellent romantic gift. The first book was inspired. I did a whole survey asking what counts as cheating, because I've read that in many surveys around 50% of people confess to cheating. And that got me thinking, if you are in a monogamous relationship and you're not cheating, better look closely at your partner. The simple math says it has got to be done, doesn't it? And then I wrote the Breakup Monologues, and that was inspired when I got dumped by email a few years ago. Oh, particularly not sure about that over there, are you? Yeah. I did feel much better about it though once I corrected her spelling. and punctuation. And changed the font. Breakup in wingdings, I think the font is far more palatable. And it's lovely to see so many real books here, isn't it? You know, proper books. I mean, I do sometimes read things on Kindle, and I do sometimes, listen to audiobooks. But what I really like about books is when I tour around doing my comedy shows, I feel like you do a great comedy show and then it's gone. It's very transient. It's in the moment. Whereas a book is like a real thing that is a marker of your thoughts and your ideas and your feelings and your jokes and all your stuff that you want to express and communicate with people. And it's unchangeable and it's there. And so I particularly like kind of celebrating the real stuff in this increasingly digital world, where we're all turning into robots. I was on the train and noticed everyone getting their little iPads and iPods out of their iPads with their iHands. We're all going to be transforming. Humans will be obsolete, in the future. So it's made me want to embrace the old stuff. And when the woman next to me on the train did get out her Kindle, I got out my Bayer tapestry. It's quite a boring one actually. go up to the bit here where you can see the eye. Hope you're not reading the same vein tapestry as me. That's a bit of a spoiler. Plot twist. Yeah. But no, I do. I love writing about love and relationships. That's sort of the psychology of love has been my area that I have been writing about for many years, and I've been I particularly love looking at the body language between people who are together. Cheer if you've ever had a relationship. Are you together now? Lovely. Yeah. Oh, you still look really cute and happy. I remember that. How long have you been together?
Oh God.
Oh God. I'm prepared. 2 months.
3.
3 months. Oh, was that nice? Gosh, do you remember that? Yeah. Have you been together longer than 3 months?
These 2. Yeah.
These 2? That's brilliant. How long have you been?
Because I know you said we've been together longer than that.
No one remembers how long. How long have you been together?
7 years.
7 years. Oh, no mention of itching. I love watching the chairs. The chairs do get a bit further apart. I mean, when I do my Edinburgh Fringe shows, I notice that sometimes couples have been together a really, really long time. They actually, when they arrive both at my show, they're like, oh, you're here as well. So I was trying to do a completely separate itinerary. You booked Rosie Wilby tomorrow. But I love watching the body language between people together, especially see a couple and one of them is shorter than the other. I find myself fascinated thinking, how did they get together? Did their eyes meet across a seesaw? And height difference is scientifically interesting. I don't know if you know this, because men often go for a woman who's shorter, women go for a man who's taller. So it evens out in heterosexual relationships. But in the queer world, these desires that men and women have for a taller or shorter partner actually carry over. So it's quite hard for a short lesbian like me to catch out a slightly taller lesbian, because she's looking for a taller lesbian than that. In the spiral, in some ways, it's why two gay people can't actually create a baby together, because think about it, runaway evolutionary theory would mean that lesbians evolve, get taller and taller and taller, gay men get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. Possibly all coexist in the same society. It would be ridiculous. People would be like, oh, lesbians are coming, run away. What is with their giant Dr. Martin boots? You got that little teeny tiny gay man, he can't run very fast. Those tiny legs. Haven't always been open about being a gay lady, because I mean, everyone is kind of coming out now, aren't they? Everyone's having a go. Everyone's a bit queer, aren't they? Frankly, it's been ruined. I mean, I think we need to tell those straight people that it is all right to just be straight. They don't need to keep on coming out, do they? Because I did this book launch event, and this very sort of heteronormative, white, sort of privileged lady kind of floated up to me and said, I wish I was a lesbian. It would be so much easier. Honestly, I just thought, what a ridiculous thing to say. Because of course, on the more serious side, you want to say, well, I grew up in a time when gay people were absolutely hated, and our Prime Minister brought in this legislation that meant my teachers couldn't actually talk about gay people in schools, and everyone thought that gay people were going to get AIDS and die, and blah, blah. And you can't actually say any of that, can you? Because as a comedian, you're supposed to make a joke all the time, you're supposed to make everything funny. So when this woman floated up to me and said, it would be so much easier, I said, but have you tried scissoring? Which is tricky. We've all had a go, haven't we? Popped on blue is the warmest colour. Got a bottle of wine and a twister mash. You both have to do yoga. And who does it? I mean, who does that anyway? But it's brilliant if I say that and there's a load of straight men in the room, they're very intrigued. But anyway, no, so yeah, my point is it's really interesting, there's an interesting kind of conflict in the times at the moment where we are having really progressive discussions about more fluid identities in terms of gender and sexuality, which on the whole is a good thing, but in some ways it gets crazy and we forget actually some of the tough times that we've all been through. Maybe it erases some of our struggles if it's just super easy to say you're queer, and it's not actually that easy for everybody, is it? But anyway, that's a bit of a more serious note. But what I wanted to do was read a little bit from my latest book, Breakup Monologues, where we meet my girlfriend. Well, she's just called girlfriend in the book to protect her identity, but of course, I mean, you could easily find out who my girlfriend is, so I mean, she's not really anonymous, is she? Suzanne, she's called. Yeah. And so, bless her. I mean, she's been very patient about me writing about our relationship because I'm trying to kind of show that from all my many breakups, I have actually learned how to stay together. And it's a book kind of about staying together as much as it is about breaking up, because I think those two things are really, really intertwined and really, really linked. And so, yeah, we're going to hear a little bit from the book where we get to meet Girlfriend. We're driving to a festival in Girlfriend's midlife crisis car, an electric blue BMW convertible. Although the way she drives makes me wonder if you can still describe it as a midlife crisis if it ends up killing us. That would be an end-of-life crisis. Quite a crisis at that. Never mind. The sun is shining, our life is good, we have a fancy loft conversion, we go on ski holidays, we Google things like, can dogs eat mange too? After 2 decades of scratching out a creative existence from gig to gig, first as a wistful indie songwriter and then as a willfully grassrootsy comedian, I now get to live like a wanker because my libido went all aspirational on me and drew me to a partner with an actual job. However, 3 months shy of our 3-year anniversary ship has got real. Girlfriend and I have reached a refreshing level of frankness about the fact that our mutual desire has waned. We have teetered and toppled over the parapet of honeymoon bliss and fallen to the ground below, stirred from the anaesthetising effects of the sexy brain chemicals that have propelled us along thus far with relative ease. Suddenly, we're acutely aware of the careers and friends that we have neglected during the happy haze. We've reached the stage where being in a relationship with a fellow human has become a massive pain in the arse. Even though it's a largely excellent relationship that neither of us intends to leave. Repeat, we're not going to break up, not for the foreseeable, not us. In fact, it's the first time I've reached this point and not been planning a daring, dramatic escape. Counting up the significant partners whom I probably would have married if it had been legally available to me all along, I'm now on to my 5th wife. That puts me on a multi-marriage par with Joan Collins. Already, at the age of 48. She was 68 when she married her final husband, and if I was going to continue to be a slave to serial monogamy, if you're reading this, darling girlfriend, of course I'm not, I would have ample time to overtake her and catch up with Liz Taylor and her 7 husbands, one of whom she married twice. But I think I'm done with twisting. I'd like to stick. I found a funny, sexy, generous partner, even if she does have a ridiculous knobby car. Surely if I left this one, I'd be breaking up with love altogether. It would be my end game. And it's from this position of at least wanting to stay, of accepting the maddening claustrophobia of companionship, that I want to investigate why breakups continue to compel me so much. Perhaps it's because breakups facilitate, maybe even necessitate transformation. In the wake of a separation, our peers allow us to reinvent ourselves. The rest of the time, they like us to stay fixed so they can move around and ahead of us. But heartbreak is the golden ticket that circumvents this bullshit. Renewed and reborn, standing at the edge of the echoing canyon of our former frustrations, we shout, "This is who I am now," and we run and skip away from the parched carcasses of the old selves we've grown to hate. For me, it's been during these fleeting, liberating gaps of singledom that I've got shit done. I recorded and released an album. I launched a boutique music PR company. I started comedy. I wrote a book. Each time I harnessed any lingering feelings of anger, sadness and confusion and used them as energizing forces for creativity, for moving forwards with new insights into my own shortcomings and foibles. I wonder, is it possible to do that much learning and actively stay in a relationship? I hope so. It must be right, or else all long-term couples would be codependent, emotionally stunted weirdos. Hang on. So this is the end of the week that I hope has been maybe a good, maybe a frustrating or challenging or difficult week, but it's the beginning of a wonderful festival, and welcome to Queer the Shelves.